Today, Nelson Mandela, who was in jail for 22 years in South Africa, is now the president of South Africa. There's an enlightenment that takes place in the minds of people that make that possible, where we have nations starting to shake hands with one another, the Jordanians and the Israelis. That's thousands of years that hostility's gone on. Now they're starting to shake hands because they're becoming enlightened as to what's really important. But see, there are manifestations on a global scale that you can see. The things that you can't see are the same things that are happening in the minds of these people that are demonstrable through the media of television and the paper are happening inside of your head. And that's why you feel the way. The left side of your head is starting to make peace with the right side. It's like we had this morning, you know. I think it's a beautiful drama, and it could be dramatized in a beautiful way when here we have the situation with Isaac sitting there, and Rebecca comes, and it says, and he lifted up his eyes, and the camels were coming. And then Rebecca, as she comes to him, which signifies that which is the lower emotions coming to the right side to be lifted up to be the spirit, what does she do? She places the veil over her face. That veil is the Holy of Holies. She then becomes, you know what Rebecca became this morning when she came to him at that point? She became the Holy Spirit. She was transformed from that which is the lower emotions to that which is the Holy Spirit, the Holy. And when you talk about Holy Spirit, it's all electricity. The Holy Spirit is an electrical function inside of your brain. So we're learning all of these things. We're becoming enlightened. We begin to understand. You understand how your mind works. You understand what all of these things are that nature is bringing to bear on the minds of people. And so we call it mind power. So how do we get to this point? How do you reach the point of being able to understand? I mean, I would hope that you're sick and tired of coming to churches and listening to people say, you know, this is what you have to do, this is the way it is, because you're not sure if it's the way it is. And you're not sure if it's what you have to do. But there's a statement that Jehoshua the Christ, known by the other Greek name as Jesus, said in page 873 of those little Bibles, and it's something that you should explore, and we'll look at it. He says, John chapter 8, verse 32. Well, in verse 31, he says, if you do what I say, if you continue in my word, then you shall know the truth. And this is the good part. And the truth will make you free. And that's a great word. Free. Free from all of the, excuse the expression, crap. Free from all of the things that have come down on your head. Free from all of the horror that you may have experienced in trying to compete and trying to be a member of this extremely competitive and warlike societies that we've lived in. And the societies that we lived in are very competitive and very warlike. So you become free if you understand. And what is being said here? There is an intelligence that is beyond your intelligence, and it is a cosmic intelligence. It is a universal intelligence. And here's the point where you get an opportunity to tap into that intelligence. To tap into an intelligence that is beyond your ability to think. Now, what happens then if this cosmic intelligence is tapped into by your desires and aspirations? Your desires and aspirations are changed. Your desires and aspirations are changed to move in a harmony with nature, and then you become cosmically intelligent. You begin to understand, see. But here's the point to all of this. You want to be part of this. You want to certainly finally find out, why are you alive? You know, what is the purpose of you being alive? What is the purpose of the planet Earth being this jewel in the middle of the universe with all of the mountains and the prairies and the dolphins and all of this beauty, and then people get a certain age and drop dead? I mean, what's going on? Who can solve these things? Who knows? I mean, it's time for you to become knowledgeable. It's time for you to become mature enough to, you say, gee, I begin to understand what I exist for. I never get tired of doing that little exercise we do, in which if you look around this room, and why don't you do that? There is not one thing that is in this room that you don't know what its purpose is. Everything has a purpose. Look around the room. There's this, there's the speakers, there's the books, there's the chimes, there's even down to a screw in this chair. You know what the screw is for. The screw is to hold the chair together. Everything has a purpose. And you know the purpose of everything, except if you look at one another, you have no idea. The most magnificent creations in the universe, you look at one another and say, what are you here for? I don't know. And that's a sin.